would you be okay with us going 50-50?
You are in a relationship with a man and you're going 50-50 on the bills. That is your roommate.
It is a new level of diabolical.
Other than good sex, how could you help me?
He's cheap with his money, he will be cheap with his love.
Man comes with responsibilities.
Why are black women the only group that's being asked to build men up financially?
But if you could afford it, you would.
Money, what money? What money do you have?
We don't want moms, we want you to act like wives.
I only want you for the money and the clothes and for the bills.
Didn't I tell y'all that he was a bum?
What's up, guys? It's your girl Sandy. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another episode of The World is Ghetto. Yes, y'all, the world is still ghetto, but first things first, I want to say this. Thank you so much for 9,000 and above subs. Y'all have been going crazy. Thank you so much. We are on the road to 10K. If you want to join the movement, make sure you click that subscribe button. So let's do that. And without further ado, today's topic, we're diving into the most talked about, controversial topic of today's world. Basically, the 50-50 relationship dynamics. What's really going on? Have the traditional roles been changed? Are they even still relevant? Or have the modern men and women completely changed what partnership looks like? We're basically going to be going through like different opinions, different perspectives, in which we can see, okay, has the world really changed when it comes to traditional and modern day men and women, and what does that actually mean for today's world's relationships? What effect does it have on today's relationships? So without further ado, I want y'all to get comfortable, grab your snack, get cozy, because this one is about to be a wild ride, because y'all have read that topic, like I said, y'all have seen that thumbnail. So let's just get right into it.
If you are in a relationship with a man and you're going 50-50 on the bills, that is your roommate. These men be wanting women to be submissive to them, but they don't want to take the role of being a man and being a provider. And since you're going 50-50 on the bills, next caller.
What are your thoughts on 50-50 relationships?
I'm old school.
See, that's me.
I'm old school. I'm gonna pay for everything.
But hold on, if you pay for everything, are you expecting old school values in a new school woman? Because that's not how they're wired.
But they can be. I think that every woman would be grateful for a man to step up and take leadership in the right way. The problem is the lack of love, compassion, and the lack of still having a voice in your significant other is some things, the thing that we as men fail at. It's because there is this authoritarian mindset that we also have, that if I'm contributing and leading everything, that I contribute and lead everything.
Right.
But there should be an equal voice and an opinion and view that we must consider, that we must acquiesce to at times, because there's a wisdom and a knowledge that a woman brings to the table that we benefit from.
Okay.
And so, but a lot of that is our own insecurities, right. A lot of the ways that we were raised.
What's a good place to take someone on a first date? You know, there's this thing, this viral moment with the Cheesecake Factory.
I saw it.
And how much should one spend?
I think the best place to go on a first date is to ask her where she want to go.
Oh, no. No.
Why?
Big in, big
Why?
O.
Why?
Because she says, I want to go to this 5-star restaurant where you already know if you just order the water, it's $50.
But what's wrong with her saying that? What's
wrong with me saying no? No.
So first of all, I'm trying to figure out what's the problem with that.
Ain't no problem. It ain't no problem with her asking. Ain't no problem with me saying no. So now, what's the next question? Where can we go?
Why are you saying no?
Because here's the thing.
Okay, give it to me. Why are you saying no?
If I start you here, where do I go after here?
That ain't necessarily true.
It is.
Oh, it ain't true. Watch it. Man, peeking. You know what? I got to give you youngsters game. Y'all ain't got no game. Here it is. You can say there easily, okay, baby girl, I'm finna take you to this place you want to, but I'm finna let you know, this place is so mad expensive. I'm doing it because I want to impress you, to let you know that I got you. Hold on, let me finish. I got you, but I ain't gonna be able to do this all the time. And make a joke out of it, make it light, keep it cool, keep it fun. Because see, let me tell you what wins a woman every time. Make her laugh. Make a joke out of it. Make it like, man.
Make her laugh.
Have you ever seen the ugliest dude with the prettiest chick?
Yeah,
because he keep on laughing.
You know,
women love to laugh.
I'm using a link. Girl, I ain't taking you to that place because I ain't got the money. Girl, we finna go down here to Chili's or Applebee's or something. Crazy. But that's the thing, though, girl. You know, it's kind of like
that don't mean that. That don't mean that she gonna want that every time. It don't.
We not wired like that. You know, once you get established at a level. Now, if you'd have got let's just say, for the sake of argument, in 1993, your first car is a Rolls Royce. You not going back down. You not lowering that, going down from that. You moving up.
But what I'm saying, first of all, I'm not Stephen A. And so I'm only gonna give you so much. I'm saying to you that.
Now you on the couch.
And then, first of all, let me also say this. Is I think that if you are taking a girl out and a girl is going out with a guy, that there's not even a relationship to be able to laugh and play with it, even in the process, y'all ain't the ones for each other anyway, because the best relationship that's going to make it are the ones that are friends.
Oh, okay. So what's the first question? So what's the first question I should ask on a date then?
The problem is men, we're so enamored by the physical nature of a woman that we don't even start asking nothing else. We're just looking at the booty. We're looking at the breast. We're looking at her neck. We're looking at her feet. We're looking at her.
No, I ain't looking at no feet. Man, ain't nobody looking at no feet.
You're looking at feet? I'm looking at feet. I'm looking at feet.
So do you go on a date to get married?
I don't believe in that as much as I know that a lot of Christians push that narrative. I don't believe that marriage has to be the sum total of a person's existence. I don't believe that.
That seems to be the overwhelming thing now.
And I think it's unfortunate. It's because, first of all, about sheer numbers. There's going to be many, many beautiful women that will never get married just on the sheer numbers. There's more women than men.
Right.
So if we make humans feel like that your sum total of purpose and existence is in the space of a marriage, then we fail all of the beautiful people that will be single, that are single, that God can't use them, that there's no purpose for their life, and that there's no plan, and that they can't live fulfilled lives.
Right.
So you can be able to date and still put parameters on if you want to be active or not, how much you want to give of yourself, so you can be able to still enjoy beautiful relationships. And it doesn't mean that you got to be walking out of your mind, marriage. Right. It's because not getting married is not a sin.
Oh, okay.
It ain't a sin.
Right.
And so we got to stop making everything black and white. Marriage is not on the same level as salvation. It ain't. And so you got to be able to have friends with people, and you can be able to establish the boundaries of what the friendship needs to look like, how far it needs to go before it crosses over. And if something beautiful turns out of that turns into a marriage, it's a beautiful thing.
Right.
Marriage can be a beautiful thing, but it's not the sum total of a person's existence.
But let me ask you a question. This open marriage, can a marriage survive with openness?
I don't know why a person would want to be married then. Just don't be married.
Yeah.
Just don't be married. Just be other. Be something other. And like I said, I think that the social constructs it's almost like our generation, Shan. If you are a 30-year-old woman, even to this now, if you are a 30-year-old woman still single and you go to a family reunion, all the old ladies are gonna pressure you.
Girl, why you ain't married? Where your man? Where your husband?
All of these social constructs that we put the pressure on people for things that they may not be ready for.
Right.
And that does not make them wrong.
Right.
That just makes them not you.
طبعا انت عارف انا اكون زي الامريكان اوكي هم بيقسموا البلات في بيتهم 50-50 كويس وانا اتزوج مرتي عندنا نقسم البلات 50-50 يعني هي تدفع النص وانا ادفع النص.
انت تقدر تطلع عليه واد خايب يعني ولا شنو؟
كيف يعني
50-50 وتقسم معاه والكلام ده شنو؟
يعني انا ندفع نصه ومرتي
بيتك على كده؟
بابا بيكون اسهل يعني هندفع يعني بيكون ليه اسهل في البيت يكون اسهل لنا.
يا محمد هوي
هيبقى الحياه ايزي.
محمد هوي انا داير تبقى راجل كده تشيد حيلك ما في 50-50 و50-50 ما بينفع معنا نحن ناس سودانيين انت راجل تشيل المسؤوليه البيت كامله.
بابا لكن هي تدفع النص وانا ادفع النص.
بس اسمع الكلام تداري راسك الحي ما بتسمع الكلام. اسمع الكلام
بابا المشكله وين؟
ما عندنا راجل بيعمل 50-50 شنو؟
50-50 انا ندفع النص هي تدفع النص.
الله يفتح راسك. 50-50 شنو؟
بابا انا ندفع
ما في حاجه ما ينفع
بابا مرات الايجار كثير مرات
تشيل المسؤوليه
والله بقى امريكا مجنون
والله بقى امريكا
مو دخل في الموضوع ده
انت انت راجل
انا راجل مو دخل في الموضوع ده
ابقى راجل
يا زلمه
شفتها ابقى راجل اسمع لاخوك الكبير ده
بابا لكن حيكون اسهل لنا في البيت
ما اسهل ولا حاجه
انا ادفع نص المره تدفع نص
ليه تدفع
لا مجنون هو
انت ترضى مرة تدفع النص
انت راجل انت
لا ايام الرجال الذنب ده يا اخي
مطلوب في شنو
I don't mind going 50-50 with no man. But a man gotta understand, as long as you got me going 50-50 and I'm a mother, please do not expect 100% woman or 100% submission from me. I don't have time. When I get off work, I have to pour into my children. So therefore, no, we might not eat a home cooked meal every day. This house might not be cleaned every day. No, I might not be able to keep up with the grocery shopping, the organizing, the household product shopping. We may run out of toilet tissue because I had to work a 12-hour shift yesterday and I forgot to stop and get something. But I got your half of the rent money though. Nah, baby, I can't suck no dick tonight. I'm tired. Work kicked my ass. Then I had to make sure that I got the kids situated, got them for bed, got them ready for school the next day. Now it's time for me to go to bed because I got to get up in the morning to go work again because you need half of the bill money. Please do not expect me to be 100% woman if you got me being 50% man, Sugarfoot. I ain't got no problem with it, but you might. You want to go 50-50? Be prepared to go 50-50 on everything. I don't feel like doing the dishes. You got to do them today. I'll do them tomorrow, Sugar. You gave me the option to say no.
Stay away from men who don't want you to need them. Stay away from men who want you to be so independent to where you never call on them for anything and they're actually comfortable with that and they'll never offer you anything. Stay away from men who want to be served but they do not serve anyone. They only look for service because these are the same men that will watch you struggle, same men who will let you be a single married woman, same men who will look at you like you are crazy for having vulnerabilities and weaknesses because how dare you need them to be the man that God called them to be? How dare you need them to be a provider? How dare you need them to stand in the gap when you are feeling weak? How dare you? So pay attention to men who are not of service. I'm not just talking about in relationships. Look at their life. Are they looking to serve? Do they look out for their friends? Are they there for their family members? Do they have a servanthood spirit? Also, stay away from men who have a poverty mindset because you want to know why? They will always lack. Men who don't know how to get money, but they will just get in a depressive state because they're broke. Stay away from them kind of men. Because real men know how to be resourceful. Understood? Poverty is a mindset and it's also a spiritual stronghold. And if you get yourself attached to a man who A, is not of service, B, has a poverty mindset, C, doesn't like to be needed or doesn't want anyone to need him, you're going to be right there with him, taking care of him. You're going to become the life center that he draws his resources from.
Just think about how much money we could also save, like just by like, you know, just two people in one household bringing it in 50-50 down the middle.
Marcus, you crazy if you think that I'm finna come and stay with you and you gonna have me paying half the bills.
What's crazy about that?
You asking me to come stay with you. You already paying the bills. You can do it, so keep doing it.
I'm saying, but like, all right, so like, what are you doing now? Like, you still stay with your mom, right?
First of all, that ain't none of your business. You're saying that you want me to come stay with you. I don't pay my mama rent. Why would I come to your house and pay you rent? That sounds crazy to me. If you want me to come over there, then you need to provide for me. Don't that make sense?
I'm saying I'm going to provide, but just like half. You know what I mean? Like,
then that's not provision. Like, provide means fully covered. Like,
what? Like, but I'm not really understanding like what's the big problem. Like, if you're looking at the big picture, we could really be like on some power couples type stuff.
Okay, well, you have the power of providing 100% of the bills and we will be a couple. The math is mathing. Like, I don't understand.
I'm saying, but you don't think it'll be like a lot harder, like it just being like one person versus it being two people?
How is it a lot harder if you already doing it? You seem to be carrying the load quite well. Like, I feel like you just want my money. Like,
no,
what's going on?
Money. I'm just saying, like, I don't want your money. I'm trying to make it our money so we can join together, stack up some money, and then we can get us something nice.
Okay, well, you already have something nice. That's why you asking me to come and stay with you. Like, I don't think you would be asking me to come stay with you if we stayed in a rat trap. Like, you obviously want me to come stay with you, so you need to provide the housing. Like, that only makes sense.
I'm saying, so like, when you grew up, your mom and your dad, They didn't split bills. They didn't do 50-50. It was just like strictly
my daddy paid for everything. Like, what are you saying? And you knew this about me when we first started dating. So you'll be cool if we have a kid and our daughter come home and say she finna move in with some man and he want her to pay half the bills?
Yes, actually, I would be. Like, I'm just saying I would understand it. I'm not against it. I would totally understand it. I wouldn't be tripping about it. I mean, look at how everything is panning out right now when it comes to like the world. Like food, the cost of living, food, everything is just going up. Gas. I'm just saying it makes sense. One person can't do everything by themselves nowadays.
How it only makes sense to you?
That's what I'm trying to see. Like it makes sense to me. I'm not understanding why it don't make sense to you. Back then when your mom and dad was growing up, the cost of living was different.
I don't understand. If you are already comfortably paying your bills, like, why do you need my money? You asking me to come stay with you. You already got the space. Like, what is you trying to do? Like, I can't use my money for my stuff, like hair, nails and stuff. Like, I'm not asking you to like take care of me, but the bills, like, that's easy.
I'm not saying you can't use your money for what you want, but I'm just saying, like, when bills come in,
I want y'all to notice something about this 50-50 I can't pay the mortgage trend of women who don't pay to begin with pranking their husbands. Not only are the women giggly because they're so taken care of and proud of their husbands, every single husband loves it because they take pride in providing for the woman they love. They don't see it as a burden. She needs to go out and bring something to the table. No, her energy, the way she pours into her husband, the way she loves him is enough for these men. There's also all different types of men. These videos are being filmed in big mansions, sparkly condos, starter homes, regular apartments. It ain't a money thing. There's rich guys, there's normal guys. It's a mindset thing. These provider men see it as an honor to have their woman not touch a bill on the house. They love it. All the 50-50 men who demand that their wife go work, not support her in a career she wants to pursue, but demand with an attitude of entitlement that she go work, view providing for a woman as a burden. They see it as a hardship. The provider men see it as a privilege. Two different types of men. I would never expect 50-50 men to understand provider men because they're on a totally different frequency. They have a poverty mindset. They don't live in a world of abundance. They're greedy and about themselves, and they don't view women as a prize in the way that provider men do. Just like pit bulls and golden retrievers are both dogs, 50-50 men and provider men are both men, but they're from two different universes. Never pick the man who views you as a weight he has to carry on his back. Pick the man who's proud to do his best to take care of you.
I see why you men want to go 50-50 with women now. Long story short, my man got a new phone because he broke his phone and he bought a new one. He had a 12 Pro Max and I said, hey, can I have the phone? He said, yeah, you can have it, but you got to get it fixed because the screen is broken. I said, okay, I'll go drop the phone off to get fixed, and then I decided to go get some lunch, and I'm like, hey, you want something? I'll pick up something for you. We done got 2 margaritas and lunch, and it's $70 fucking. I feel like it's a fair trade because I get a phone, and I'm like, okay, but damn, $70 for lunch? But that's for 2 people. Keep in mind, he does eat more than I eat. My meal was probably like $24, but that every single day to have to keep up with you're eating a lot and then somebody else is eating on top of that is a lot of fucking money. And then on top of that, to be paying somebody whole rent, of course your ass gonna want to go 50-50. I quite literally want to ask him to send me half for this meal. But I'm not gonna do that because, I want to, give back because he always giving me stuff. Man, is this how y'all been feeling all this time? This is how I feel about the 50-50 situation. I'm okay with going 50-50 for a good amount of time, but at a certain point to where I get to a certain age, I want my man to be able to take care of me. And that's how I feel. But right now, with this economy and this structure, I can understand it, man. It's fucking expensive out here, y'all.
Oh, I'm not a man if I'm going 50-50 with my woman. It's hard, brother. You sitting up here, your nice house, your nice jewelry, nice cars. Oh yeah, man, you gotta do 100%. How? How, brother? If I'm making $14 an hour, what you expect? You still on there. Oh yeah, man, 100%. You're not a man. You're not a man. How? I'm still working. I'm still providing, right? So what makes me not a man? Because I'm going 50-50 with my woman.
And brother, I applaud you because I understand that it is hard out here. But we are men, so we have to go harder. I'm not saying or trying to speak down to you, my brother, by any means necessary. I'm not. But I want you to be reminded of something that our fathers didn't teach us, that we must go hard and that we shouldn't get into a relationship with a woman until we have direction.
But who are you to say that?
a person that cares, a person that loves you, a person that's been in your shoes and understands how it feels when we can't give our family what they truly deserve. We have to go hard. Now, give me one moment. I've been in your shoes. And when I was in your shoes, I stayed in my lane. I lived where I lived. My woman didn't work. She nurtured to the children till I got this. And I'm trying to give you the cheat code. Do what you need to do so you can feed your woman. And while she's nurturing the children, she can also nurture your dreams and your goals. Now you can be successful. Now you don't have to say, I'm working for $15. Now you can say, I got employees that I'm paying that's working for me for $15. I'm trying to elevate you. But men get so caught in their emotions and their pride, and the first thing you want to do is feel attacked. Get the wisdom.
But this is coming from a rich man.
But right now you're acting triggered. But right now you're acting triggered.
But this is coming from a rich man.
How did I get here?
Yeah.
But how did I give you? And I'm giving you the steps. This is, if you put down your ego, if you put down your pride, brother, am I saying anything wrong? I'm saying men should be men.
But you saying we not men. You saying we not men.
Brother. Any man that makes an excuse can't be a man completely. You can be a male. A man comes with responsibilities, and it's hard. To be a man, it's hard, brother. It's not easy. That's why the respect you want from your woman that you don't get, I get from mine.
My woman respect me.
Hold on.
My woman respect me.
You think she respects you.
My woman respect me.
You think she respects you.
Brother.
You think she has she ever raised her voice at you?
No.
Does she cook for you every night,
Of course.
So she respects you, cooks for you every night. Does she clean the house?
Of course.
She cleans the house, and you got her working 16 hours a day. That sounds like slavery.
No, it's not.
Brother, you got her cooking every night.
I don't have her doing anything. She does it because she wants to. We in the trenches together.
The trenches together?
That's what we in.
Brother, do you know anything about emotional abuse?
Explain it.
Emotional abuse is when you pour all your hurt and pain onto a woman, and just because you can't see her scars, you think it's okay. If I had a conversation with your woman, she'll probably start crying. They tired. They not built to go through what they're going through with you. She didn't choose you to struggle.
But again, who are you to say that?
Brother, a brother that loves you. And again, I'm trying to give you the cheat code. If you put yourself in a position, right, you work. If you have to get two jobs, you grind, allow your woman to do what she does in the home. If you have a business idea, you have her nurture that, hey baby, it's going to be a little hard for the next 2 years. But if we move like this, we're going to be good. You keep saying, who am I to tell you this? A man that's been in your position. A man that has risen above your circumstances. And I'm coming back down to say, this is what you do. You're not a man until you move like this. Most males will die, never experience what it feels to be a man and to be completely respected by his women and children because he didn't step into that true king place.
I come home after a 13-hour shift, and this is what my kitchen looks like. And my unemployed husband, where we have one child who's at school from 9 until 5, just decided to drink 8 beers, just chilling at home by himself. I am tough. Side note, these dishes, they've been in there for 2 days.
This is how I know that I'm in the twilight zone. Because we have a generation of men today where they get mad at women for being independent and they don't create the space for a man to feel needed. Yet those same men also get mad at women for not entertaining the whole 50-50 narrative. Like, do you understand how insidious and how diabolical that is? That's like telling a woman, fellas, how dare you be independent and you don't allow me to take care of you halfway? Like, that is that makes my head hurt. That makes my head hurt, dog, because the fact that my daughters, I have 2 daughters and a son with my wife, and the fact that my daughters are growing up in this generation of men that think this way is nasty work, bruh. It is a new level of diabolical behavior and the thought process that I never thought I would see. Jesus needs to come down right now on a chariot I know it's an unpopular opinion, but man, I'm thinking about my daughters when I don't know, dude. It's not really the 50-50 thing. It's really more so a mindset that y'all really don't understand that you're exposing these women to. You're basically telling her, this is where I'm going to be. I'm going to stay right here, low vibration, and I want you to join me. I'm not going to try to increase my money, my bank account. I'm not going to try to increase my effort. I'm not going to try to increase the quality of life. I want you to be right here with me halfway. That's what you're telling women. Golly, I'm in the twilight zone. Ungodly sassiness at its finest. Stop it.
Would you be okay with us going 50-50?
Of course, no problem.
Okay, so we can split the bills, we can split
50-50 and everything.
Yeah.
50-50, you give me 50% your property, 50% your salary, 50% all you own, no problem. And the bill, no problem, I pay 100%.
That's not the way that it works because
this is 50-50 what you told me.
Yeah, but I meant like for the rent, like, you know, I meant for groceries.
What rent? You need to buy me an apartment.
Well, yeah, we could discuss about that, but then what about what I'm bringing to the table?
What do you bring to the table?
I will protect you.
I don't need protection. I'm a Russian.
I can provide for you.
Provide, okay, 50% all you have, it's mine.
I meant more so like, I can make you laugh. So
yeah, you do with things you say 50-50, you make me laugh.
How long have you guys been a couple?
About 1.5 years now. We just actually moved in together.
If you guys don't mind me asking, how much do you make for a living? Like how much?
I just broke the 6-figure mark.
And how about you?
I'm slightly below that.
Okay, period. Have you guys done a vacation yet?
Yeah, we went to London actually. We split that too as well. So
50-50.
Yeah, the flights and everything.
Okay.
Just to make it easy and affordable, so.
How does typically date nights go? Is that also 50-50?
Date nights, it's more usually me that pay for it. Yeah, treating her.
I get dessert.
Yeah.
Okay.
She gets dessert, I pay for the dinners.
Okay. And if you could guesstimate about how much have you spent on her in the course of your relationship?
I'd say like 3,000 to 4,000. Yeah, for like just like vacations, going and doing like fun events around DC, going to like dinners and stuff. Yeah, Christmas.
How much have you spent on him?
I'm gonna say like $2,000.
2,000? Okay. And if you could, what is the real cost of love? Like, what is your yearly allowance for love?
I personally don't put a limit on it.
So the real cost of love is priceless.
Yes.
We have a 50-50 type of relationship.
We don't.
I help with the rent.
You don't. You don't know how much it is.
$10.
You have not sent me a dime. When was the last time you zelled? Well, the last time you zelled me, I zelled you right now.
Yeah, you said you weren't gonna. You weren't gonna take
$1 from a woman. That's right.
Yeah, he always says, "I'm not taking $1 from a woman."
Exactly.
I feel like it's very controversial when be like, oh, I don't go 50-50, but it's like, all right. So if you and your man make the same amount of money, right? Mm-hmm. But only your man is the one that paying all the bills. How you ever gonna save up to like buy a house or buy a business? Because he's never gonna be able to afford to. So it's like certain things is like a joint thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a work together. But I just be feeling like sometimes people, like the internet really be having people fucked up from like real reality type shit. So it's like, all right, so your mom and dad used to work every single day, right? Mm-hmm. So your mom and dad used to work every single day so your mom could save her money and buy persons and your dad just pay all the bills. That's not how it works. This is like your mom was in the house cooking and cleaning every day, your dad was working, or they was both working to pay both the bills. Like y'all be acting like y'all don't know what the fuck that is like no more. Like come on.
And your mom money was your dad money, and your dad money was your mom money.
Like, it was like that. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not a feminist anymore because it's like sometimes it's like y'all bitches don't be living in the real world.
Right.
Y'all not living there.
Y'all be talking about my money is my money and his money is my.
I just heard a woman say that men use 50-50 women as a financial strategy. Like, we know that already, but to hear it like that, they're using y'all as a financial strategy to save money and to have extra money to spend on other women. Don't be a 50-50 woman.
Men know that they are providers. A man's value is his money and his career, and a woman's value is her looks. That's the fucking truth, and that's the world that we live in. Women get things because they are pretty, and men have power because they have money. And if you want a good-looking woman, you're going to be spending money.
Not every man wants a quote-unquote good-looking woman. Like, some men just want normal women.
Yeah, men
like,
without money.
That's not true. I'm not dating a woman that's above a 7. Like, I'm just being real.
But if you could afford it, you would.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you're going 50-50 on the bills, then you're going 50-50 on everything else in that relationship. 50-50 on the say, the direction, the vision, the dishes, the laundry, the parent-teacher conferences, the school homework for the children. You're going 50-50. You cannot come home, kick your feet up, and expect somebody to give you a beer, and they do all that extra work when they bring in 50%. 100 to the relationship. Oh no, they got y'all twisted.
So are we doing 50-50?
No, sir.
Let me handle this real quick, because I got real experience with this. So all right, so I'm 31, my lady 30, we've been married for 1 year, right? Yeah, I'm the guy that spent $115,000 on the wedding. That's me. The dumbest thing you should. But let me go back real quick. I'm gonna make it fast. We started off 18, 19. Of course, at that time we young. Everything 50-50, right? Everything 50-50. Once I decided that I wanted to start my entrepreneur journey when I was like 24, 25, guess what? It went more like 70-30, and she was 70. But just because a man, he may be at 30 and she's 70, don't mean I ain't had that vision. See, more women would feel comfortable supporting if they had a man with a real vision. Just because I was at 30 didn't mean I wasn't a leader, and she respected me still. See what I'm saying? So as we go along, I started my entrepreneur journey. Guess what? She took a job an hour and a half away, right? I said, baby, listen, handle your business. I got this right here. I'm coming to get you, right? About a year later, I got us a house. I came and got her for a government job. I got her some benefits, and then turned around. Now I'm 70 and she 30. The time we got married, we 100 to nothing now. I got it because you was there, you stayed down, you believed in me, and now we're 100 to nothing because she was supportive of what I was doing, and she still respected me as a man. She didn't downgrade me when I wasn't, doing my thing. And that's the problem with a lot of women today. Just because a man may not be up on his feet financially, they seem to down a man, but they don't understand a man with vision though. Nobody got patience no more.
Why are black women the only group that's being asked to build men up financially?
I will definitely not aim this towards all black women because I know there are a lot of traditional black women that are out there. But I do not agree with this woman at all. Hear me out. I am a sales consultant for a luxury car brand, and I sell cars to all walks of life, all different types of cultures, ethnicities, all different types of people. All different types. And the reason why a lot of those men who are from different cultures who are very traditional do not have to ask their women for any type of help is because their women do it willingly. It's almost like that's who they are. And I'm gonna give you some examples. I had sold this doctor a car, okay? I believe he was a neurosurgeon or something of that nature. And he also did real estate. The guy made a lot of money. So I wanted some advice, and I asked him, different tips he can help me on because I was a marketer. So after we talked, he literally told me, he said, the reason why I am where I am today is because of my wife. As his wife sat across him, he told me that when he was in med school, when he was trying to get better at real estate and all these different things, his woman held him down. She made most of the money at that time. He didn't want for anything. He did the best he could to help support himself just as much as his relationship with his woman. Because of her, it helped elevate him to being in the position that he is now as a neurosurgeon, and also him being really good in real estate, which gives them the riches that they have today. And what if I told you that that same woman is in the medical field and makes over $500,000 a year? Like, the woman was a straight boss. But the dopest thing that I heard from this woman had nothing to do with how much money she made. She listened to her man speak and literally let him do his thing. She didn't have to tell me what she did for that man. It was something she knew she wanted to do. She allowed her man to lead, and she showed that man respect, and he loved her for it, and he made sure to reciprocate that energy just like she did to him. And I also met another man that was from Palestine, and he had his own hotel. And when I sold this man a car, he told me, before I make a decision, I want to talk to my wife first. And I said, that's no problem. I said, is there a reason why? And he sat there and said, my wife is actually my accountant. My wife does all my numbers. My financial decision is just as important as hers. When he's so busy running his hotel or doing other things, she's helping him run it on the side. Look, I've met black couples like this, Asian couples like this, almost every type of person. when it comes to a marriage. The biggest common denominator is that these women work with their men. They are teammates. These men want their wives to live soft lives. But the difference is that these women also reciprocate. They also work with their men. They are high-functioning teammates. She helps him, and he gives her a beautiful life, and together they both win. Now, to my ladies, I'm not telling you to give your all to a man that is a bum, dude that comes home every single day doing absolutely nothing with himself, borrowing your car, ripping and running, doing all that stupid stuff. Like, we know those types of men. There's a lot of women out there that give their all to men and ain't doing nothing for themselves. And we all know those types of women that date those types of men. So don't be mad if things are not working out for you if you are giving your all to a man who is not going to reciprocate the way you are. Not a black thing, it's not a white thing, Asian thing. It is a traditional thing. It's a teamwork thing, and men and women work together to make the dream work. Pour into a fountain and not a drain.
I cannot understand a man that lets a woman take care of him. My daddy said one thing. He said, never let a woman answer the door when bad news is knocked. Because in the end, if they have to make all the decisions and pay all the bills and do all the hard what the are you? Yeah. What are you? I'm not saying that's the way everybody has to be, but we're not traditional men. We're men in the classic sense, and I don't know what everybody else is.
Always talk about entitled women. These women entitled, they expect half your income. Well, we don't talk about entitled niggas. You expect unconditional submission, but you don't do nothing submit worthy. You expect this woman to bring you peace in an otherwise chaotic life, and you don't do anything peace worthy. You want a woman to respect you, but all you do is disrespect worthy shit. You entitled. You think just because you've been born with balls that you entitled for a woman to follow your lead when you don't do leadership worthy shit. You're entitled as well. You keep saying, these women feel like they entitled to my money. What money? What money do you have? But yet, we don't never talk about you feeling entitled because you want a woman to submit to you. You want a woman to cook and clean and do all those things, but you're not doing things that require or influence somebody to feel like that it's a good idea to do those things for you. Then you got the nerve to be like, well, you shouldn't be with a man that you can't submit to. Well, you shouldn't require a woman to submit to you when you ain't doing submit worthy shit.
Just be like, Tia, what's your type? Providers, protectors, and problem solvers. That's it. If I call your phone and be like, babe, my tire just went flat, and you not talking about how much your tire is or where you at so I can come get your car towed to take it to the shop to get your tire replaced, I don't want that. I need a problem solver. If I call you and be like, babe, my car note so-and-so is due, I need my phone bill paid, you not talking about come get the money, I'm finna send it to you, you're not my type. I need a provider. If we out in public and there's these girls trying to run up on me and you not ready to, you're not my type. I need a protector. I need to feel safe when I'm with you at all times. I need to know that about me, you're not gonna spare nobody. And that need to be your type too. I don't do that. Oh, I like hood niggas. I like them three things, baby. Providers, protectors, and problem solvers. And if you're not near one of them, baby, don't try to talk to me because it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen.
I'm aware that I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I am so effing tired of the amount of emotional labor that comes with dating black men. I am so tired of the lack of commitment, the lack of support, the lack of encouragement, the lack of money. Like, I don't know what to do from this point on, but I can tell you one thing. My interest in dating another black man is like 1% at this point. They want us to be ride or dies until they get their shit together, and then they don't want to support us in return. They don't want to commit to us. They don't want to marry us, but then they want all the benefits of being a husband without actually proposing to us. I need someone who's intentional in every single aspect.
Working at Target taught me, unless I'm like a super millionaire, bro, which I will be, I would not be like one of them hardcore provider dude. Cause every one of them I seen was absolutely miserable. Bro, I would literally be like a therapist up in there as a cashier. Like a dude come in with his family on like a Sunday. He want to be watching football on this one off day, but he get dragged out with them. Wife rocking Lululemons and Golden Goose sneaker. They drive a Range Rover or Escalade. The wife and kids would go to get Starbucks And every single time these dudes would complain to me about how much they hate their life, about how all they do is work all the time, their wife spend all their money, and how they basically got no freedom. Sometimes the combos would go deeper too, and they'd be like, bro, we live in check to check, we could barely even afford it. Meanwhile, his girl spending like $800, $1,000 at Target, bro, and finna go to Somerset Mall right after that. Bro, who would want that, bro? Now imagine if both of them worked, they would be able to afford that stuff easily. They could leave their kids with generational wealth. You know the average black person passed down $0 in generational wealth. And we over here crying about, you know, who go pay bills, all this, all that. So your kids could either had generational wealth, had a way easier life, start off way ahead. But now they not. They go start off behind the curve because you wanted to be super provider, super dad. And your girl spending your kids' future college money at Lululemon. And you keep having to reverse mortgage your house so she can afford a Range Rover because she don't want to work. Now your kids don't have a paid off house they can sit. And you in tons of debt. You never gonna be able.
A man who has 50-50 principles with his wife will always be a provider for his mistress. This whole Cardi B and Offset 50-50 conversation just validated what I always thought, and why women should not be judged when they expect their husbands to provide financially. You see, no matter how much men argue that it's backwards for them to be the sole provider and stick with tradition, they never fail to bend over backwards and be that provider when it comes to cheating and providing for a woman who's not their wife. These men will convince you that you benefit from splitting bills with him, while you do 100% of the labor at home, because it's modern day feminism and it helps him. And he will use that 50% that he is saving from your hard work and spend it on a woman who's not putting a dime towards the dinner he takes her out to, fully funding the hotel rooms and vacations he goes on with her that he claims was a business trip or a boys trip, while he expects his wife to plan their vacations and pay for half of it. They'll take their side pieces shopping, ice them out, make them feel like they're with a masculine man. All the things these men know they should be doing for their wives. So whenever women feel so higher than thou when they say that they split the bills with their husband and that women are delusional for thinking that they should be provided for, always remember that a man always provides for the woman that he wants.
People may disagree with me in the comments, but it is what it is. I'm gonna say it. Because the men, actually multiple men have told me this. The only people who actually care about you having your stuff together, you getting all these degrees and you getting this bag, girl, is you. Just you. Because a real man, which y'all consider to be providers, don't care. They don't care about how many degrees you have. They don't care about how much money you have in the bank. They care about you being a feminine woman that treats them good and that knows how to do traditional things inside the household. That's why so many of y'all be running rabbit, confused as to why that man cheated on you with a girl who you feel like was less than. Well, baby, it had nothing to do with her bank account. It had nothing to do with her education. It had everything to do with how she made him feel. Yeah.
I only want you for the money and the coat and for the bills. That's it. If you ain't getting my hair done, if you ain't getting my nails done, if you ain't doing nothing for me, then I don't need you here. It's not 50-50. It's not 80-20. It's 100% to 0.
It's one side. Look, that's why American relationships are failures. Mm-hmm. That's why American women on a global context are the worst for relationships, long-term period. That's why the divorce rate is the highest in the world here. And that's why on the desirability level, American women are at the bottom of the global barrel. This is all statistically documented from men, because at the end of the day, the ones who decide if a woman is valuable for a relationship is men.
Well, the man is the person that's going to have to, obviously, propose and buy the ring and all that stuff.
Give them the ring.
Real quick.
For all you single women, other than good sex, how could you help me? Fatality. Baby, I think they all just logged off. I don't mean any harm. I don't need your money. Well, how could you help me? What would you bring to the table that I'm like, oh, I need her? Yeah, she brings something more than a bad body. Or would immediately my whole life be about helping you? Yeah, between your bad credit, maybe the one son or two sons, you need me to be his dad now, right? Because maybe his dad's missing, so you need me to do that. Or maybe there's some pain from your parents, so you need me to affirm you and fix that. Is my whole life going to be helping or being helped?
Talking about what does she bring to the table other than good sex? Sir, who said she's even offering you that? Men like this only consider a woman a good woman if she's constantly in sacrifice mode. Talking about, why would I help her? If she's your partner, why wouldn't you? Men like him should be a red flag. The kind of man that's acting as if you have to prove something to them. Talking about what you bring to the table and what do women even bring to a relationship. The kind of man that talks like that, the kind of man that's like, I don't believe in love, or all women are this, or all women are that, and they act as if they want you to change their mind. Don't do it. They want you to audition. They want you to prove to them something. We're the ones who choose who gets hired and who gets fired. Submit your applications here. We're not auditioning. We're not tap dancing. We're not trying to prove to a man, look, I could be a good woman. I know you've been hurt in the past, but if a man ever asks you what you bring to the table and you answer him with a long list of what you'll do, he has you exactly where he wants you. That's what they want you to do. They want you to try to prove yourself to them. No, tell him I don't answer that question. Not because I can't, but because I'm not auditioning for any man. If you want to know what I add to your life, date me and find out. It is not your job, your duty, nor your responsibility to try to convince a man that women are not all bad. You're not trying to convince him that you're worth the chance that he would take on you. They chase, we choose. We're the ones that decide. If he is jaded about women or doesn't think women are worth it, leave that man exactly where he is, because you're never going to change his mind. So when he comes to you and he's like, all women are gold diggers, he wants you to prove that you're not a gold digger by not expecting him to take you out on dates, by not paying for your food on a first date. Some men date women, but they don't actually like women, not as people. They date women because it's a means. They date women because historically women were the ones that did the cooking and the cleaning and the child rearing, and because, women give them children and all of that. That's why they tolerate women. But when you actually listen to some of them speak, some of them sound just like this guy right here. We want you to feel lucky to be with them.
You women nowadays are always telling men that we don't want girlfriends. We want moms, when we ask you to do basic women-like things for us. No, we want you to act like women in our mom's generation. The women that raised us, the women that took care of their husbands, cooked for their husbands, loved their family, didn't want to go to work and abandon their kids, didn't want to party at the clubs all weekend and act like they hate men all the time. So no, we don't want moms. We want you to act like wives.
Okay, how can you convince your husband to let you stay home? Quit your job. Sparkle, sparkle. That's how. So I got fired and I'm getting sexually harassed at work. I ain't going back. I'm staying home. Take care of me. That's it. That's all you gotta say. I'm getting sexually harassed at work. I ain't going back. You got to take care of me. I'm going home. I'm traumatized. Can't do it no more. There you go. Just lie. There is no discussion. If when you decide it for yourself, there is no discussion. You just gonna do it. He said, ladies lie about your body count. Don't even answer the question about no body count. That's stupid. If a man is asking you that question, he's broke or stupid or low class. Real men don't ask that question. No one has ever asked me that question in my entire life. No man has ever asked me that question except the Dusties in the comments. Okay.
You're dating a man that comes from a culture that has very high standards. So any kind of Asian culture, be careful. Middle Eastern, Indian, Pakistani, Bangladeshi, be extra careful if a guy is interested in you from that culture. If you see Pakistani, Indian, Bangladeshi, Middle Eastern men hanging out at bars and lounges, they are targeting American women. In fact, if they are targeting a Pakistani Indian that happens to be there, the best they can do is try to make her jealous with an American woman and try to manipulate her that way. And from other cultures where women have very high standards, they try to get it easy in the women that don't have. Generally, they don't know that you have high standards. They're judging you by your culture, by what they've heard. Make him jump through even more hoops because he has to come with, you won't even believe how much to get our hand in marriage. My husband had to show 3 years of tax returns, his passport, his bank statements, his 401k statements, his house papers. Okay. So if he had the intention of sleeping around, it would be way better for him and easier for him to seek out an American woman. He can't do that with Pakistani women or Indian women. It's not very easy in our culture.
Someone here said something the other day and I finally understood life so clearly. Men aren't taught how to be men. They're taught how not to be women. Growing up, I would always hear my dad say to my brother, don't cry, you're not a girl. Okay, but what should a boy do in this situation? And this is why I feel like men hate women so much. Because if you haven't been taught how to be a man, right, but you've been taught how not to be a woman, you just despise women because you've been told that side.
and those feelings and those behaviors are wrong. They discredit you as a person. And for someone that doesn't know who they are as a person, as in you don't know what a man is and how to be a man, you're in this uncomfortable limbo where it's like, okay, I don't know what I'm supposed to be, but I know what I'm not supposed to be. And because I don't know what I am, and I can't hold on to that, and I can't get value and worth from that, and my self-esteem cannot come from that because I don't know what that is. What I do know is that the other side, which is being a woman, is wrong, is dangerous, and it needs to be kept in a corner at all times. So that's why men have this hyper masculinity where they don't cry, they don't talk about their feelings, and this is when violence comes out and assault comes out, because they don't know how to be men. They just know that women are dangerous, and that is so sad. And we need to actually take time to teach boys how to be boys, to teach men how to be men, so that they just don't see women as the sort of emotional threat.
Hate to break it to you, but if he's cheap with his money, he will be cheap with his love. I say this from experience. I say this because this has been anecdotally true for generations. I say this as someone who is a very thoughtful and generous person and borderline dates my friends. If he's complaining about always having to pay for the dates, or paying for your nails, or paying for your hair, or paying for splitting costs, or for covering rent and stuff, and cites this economy as his reasoning for that unfair imbalance, he's just not the one, and he is certainly not a provider. Not that men have to, I'm a provider, but like, you're just not that thoughtful. I would also like to add that it takes an awfully good man to be better than no man. I say this as someone who's been single for a year, as someone who had a 15-year age difference with my ex-fiance. Like, if they don't have the desire to make your life easier, like, because at the end of the day, it's an equation. It's like, what do you bring to the table? I can do that all by myself. I make great money all by myself, but it's the thoughtfulness and it's, again, the generosity that was entirely missing from the equation. And I guarantee you there is a correlation between the first statement that I made. I was just talking about this with a friend before making this video, and there is something to be said about the men that go to therapy and have all the good jargon, all the good lingo, who, mind you, aren't really talking about shit. I was having a heart-to-heart with my dad. He's 66, I think, this year, about 8 months ago, when he and I had a huge falling out. And he, in the heat of the moment, shared things with me that he told me he had never shared with anyone else. Mind you, this man's been in therapy for the past decade. My best friend's ex literally never even told his therapist about her, and he had been seeing them for years. And mind you, I'm not being classist, because even when I didn't have anywhere near as much money as I had now, like, I've just always been thoughtful, and I've always taken care of the people that I love and who take care of me. So again, just watch the heart posture of how some of these conversations come to light, because it's deeply concerning. Because it's one thing to somehow not be able to, it is a whole nother thing.
What makes a traditional man?
I think most men want to be protectors and providers, and most men are capable of protecting the average woman. Yes.
And so most of the men traditionally would want a woman that doesn't work and they pay every bill and she doesn't come on social media and doesn't do that. Is that traditional?
Actually, I have a second part to this. So a lot of women will say, I can't be traditional because he doesn't make enough money. I'm finding out now this is wrong, ladies. This is wrong. You're wrong. Because this girl raised 10 children on less than $10,000 a year. It's because you want a lifestyle. You want a certain lifestyle he can't afford. You're trying to marry the lifestyle instead of a family. I'm letting everyone know.
Life is so funny because, like, one day you're living in a $10,000 a month apartment and, like, getting to do whatever you want and eating at Michelin star restaurants all the time and going on a vacation to the Aman Hotel in Sri Lanka and then extending the trip and going to Singapore and staying at the Ritz-Carlton, and you're with this man who you think you're going to marry, and he's made you financially dependent on him over the course of the relationship, and then you get into a fight one night. It's January, so when I get back to New York, I will have technically nowhere permanent to live.
I understand where men are coming from when they say, oh, well, I don't like how I have to pay for everything, how I'm expected to be, the provider all the time. I don't like how I have to do that. But then I remember that women don't get paid the same amount, and then I remember that women aren't as likely to be considered for high-paying jobs. And I'm like, okay, so what are you doing to fix that so we can even out the playing field so that I can start paying for you? Because in my head, I'm like, you have all these doors open to you, X, Y, and Z, and you can't get a good paying job. I'm sorry.
See, I hate to be a I told you so ass bitch,
But didn't I tell y'all to never help a man when he down, because all he gonna do is resent you for it later on? All he's gonna do is feel emasculated. And now we're seeing that shit unfold with Keke Palmer and her baby father. Didn't I tell y'all that he was a bum? On the podcast, didn't I say that? I told y'all that he was a bum and she was doing everything for him. And that never works out. It never works out in the woman's favor, because when you do everything for a man, you make more money than him, you put him on, you give him a job, whatever you do. When you help a man when he's down, when he get back up, all he's gonna do is resent you for helping him out, and he's gonna feel emasculated. And an emasculated man is a dangerous man, because now he gotta do something to show his masculinity. He gonna cheat, or he gonna put his hands on you. I'm telling you. And now we see it all unfolding with Keke Palmer and her boyfriend. I told y'all that he was a bum. I told y'all that she put that boy up. I told y'all this. And I'm not saying, oh, I said it, but I'm just saying, like, this is a perfect example why you never help a man when he's down, because he will resent you for it later on and show his ass.
Should provide for their household. It says in scripture that a man who doesn't provide for his own household is worse than an unbeliever. I know that that's a really heavy burden for men to carry. I know it's a lot, and especially when you're like a younger guy. And as time has gone on, we have to be honest, it's a lot harder to make money now than it was in our parents' age. Yeah. People aren't buying property. They're not buying houses. People have roommates. The economy is just so insane, and jobs aren't paying enough, but rent is higher. And it's a really difficult time to be alive, especially to be like a younger person in your 20s, in your early 30s. So I just want to encourage you in the fact that just because you aren't completely the man that you hope to be at your age, or you don't feel like you can provide a wife and children with all these things, God will bring you to that place. If you have a heart posture of wanting to provide for your wife and your children and your family, God sees that and he will honor that. And I just want to say that, especially for the men, if you're struggling financially and you have a wife, or you want to get married, or you have kids and you want to provide for your wife and kids, God is so appreciative of your heart in that. And if you pray to him, I believe with my whole heart, God will honor that prayer.
Don't realize the reality. Like, women have a really hard time seeing reality. The reality is, the way society has always worked is men go out every day. They sacrifice spending time with their children. They sacrifice living a peaceful, relaxing life so that they can go out and provide for their family, so their wife can stay home and relax. Women, they're resenting men for wanting to provide for the family. It's truly unbelievable. And women are trying to compete with men, and it's so unnecessary.
I'm going to give you a little pro tip for you to figure out whether or not the man that you're dating is a natural provider or not, okay? Because if we have to teach them that, they can move to the side. And I really hope this doesn't land on any of the men's For You pages, because if they figure out this hack and figure out this is how we can tell whether or not they're providers, like, oh my God. But anyway, the next time that you're on a date with a man, I want you to ask him, what are his love languages? Not in terms of receiving love, but in terms of giving love. Because if acts of service is not his main way of showing love, or at least in his top two, there is no way that he is in his masculine energy. A man in his masculine energy is someone who is going to naturally be about actions instead of words. So if he's telling you that his love language is words of affirmation or like physical touch, that does nothing for you. You don't need a man who's on your phone telling you you're beautiful and then wants to fucking have sex with you. You need a man who's going to take care of you and is going to be of service to you. You're welcome.
We're so depraved as a society that a woman saying that she desires her husband to come home and to enjoy his life, and to not just be a provider financially, but to be able to enjoy his life so much that he can provide spiritually and mentally. And people are actually upset at her because of that. Like, how dare you want to spend quality time with your husband? How dare you want him to have hobbies and to have a rest? And it's like, we take so much online advice from people who are genuinely prostitutes, who genuinely have transactional relationships with their partners. And if that's your cup of tea, more power to you. But it's like, I would not desire a relationship where the only thing that man is worth is his money. He doesn't know anything about me. He doesn't know anything about his children. His children barely see him. When we go on vacation, he's on his phone working. He works himself to death to the point where he doesn't even read his Bible. He don't even have the energy to pray for us. he can't go on a walk, or he doesn't know anything about what's going on in the kids' lives. It's just money. So what are those children going to do when they look back on their childhood? They're going to think of mom and dad barely being there, but all he was a wallet. And them kids is going to resent him. And I'm going to end up resenting him. And I know it's each their own, but there is nothing wrong with a woman just verbally stating. I know there's the spirit of being like, oh yeah, you know, a man providing, I don't gotta work, I don't gotta do nothing. All he does is just spend. But I don't think there's nothing wrong with just putting it out in the atmosphere. Like, there are women that do desire partnership. There are women who definitely desire to be an Ezra, to be a helper in their partner's life. And I think that's also okay. That doesn't make them a bad person. That doesn't diminish the type of relationship they have in their household. But some women, and I am one of those women, that definitely just wants to be able to enjoy my husband. I want to enjoy the life that he wants to build for us. I don't want him to be tired and exhausted and running himself down into the ground because of some money. We can't take that stuff with us. You can't take it with us. So why not be able to like have the memories and the love and the actual affections? It doesn't mean that anyone desires an unambitious, unhardworking man. It's just, while he's working hard, he should still be able to have some hobbies. He should still be able to have time to spend time with his friends, to be able to take his kids to go ride a bike, to the movies, you know what I mean? Go on date night and it not be a burden. I don't desire my household to be a burden to my husband. And there's nothing wrong with just saying that. And for all the women mad at her comments, there is a point of view. There are men out there that just want to be used for their wallets, and there are women that agree with you. Go find that. But to be in that woman's comments mad at her for her point of view is insane. She also deserves to talk about the type of marriage and household dynamics she wants to see, because there are women like me that completely agree.
The world would be such a better place if a lot of men just admitted that they're only physically attracted to women and emotionally attracted to their homies. A lot of men will get in front of their homies and degrade and disrespect the woman that they're with while seeking validation from their homies. A lot of men think wanting to conquer a woman's body means that you're attracted to them. And I have some really bad news for you. That's not what that means. That just means that you're physically and sexually attracted to women, but that has nothing to do with you wanting to be with a woman long term. Y'all will literally avoid spending time with a woman, having deep, intimate conversations with a woman, and romancing a woman, and then leave after having sex with her and run to your homies and do that exact thing with your homies. Be fucking for real. Y'all get in these predominantly male spaces and y'all try to see who is the least connected to the woman that you're with. I mean, come on. I know I'm giving a word. You know what I'm saying? Amen? Amen. And I know this is going to piss y'all off. And I don't care, of course. Y'all know the vibes. But before y'all get mad at me, I really want y'all to sit down and spend some time looking into what I'm saying and see how true it is. And it's okay. Nobody's mad at you. But yeah, the truth shall set you free.
Any realm of possibility where you'd let me go to Colombia, Costa Rica, or the Dominican Republic with just me and my friends?
Just go. Have you noticed that I don't care anymore?
I actually have noticed that, and it's pissing me off. Why doesn't she care anymore?
That's why you're trying to get a rise out of me.
Yeah, you don't care at all anymore.
I know, it's kind of boring, right?
I know. I used to like hide my phone. Now she comes over and it's just like girls' asses clapping on Instagram. And she's like, girl power, love it. That's what she'll say to me. She'll be like, well, you want something to eat, honey? She just doesn't care. So are you having an affair? That's the question.
No, I don't want to be bothered.
You're at that point of the relationship where you just don't even care at all either way.
No.
Indifference.
Don't care.
That's good.
But I love you.
I love you too.
You can raise a child to value $1 without making them struggle for it.
Whatever, use whatever fucking vocabulary word you want to use. Struggle, adversity, whatever, trials and tribulations, whatever the fuck you want to use. Long story short, I'm not rolling the red carpet for you. So whatever word you want to use to describe that, whatever. All I'm saying is, as a parent, I'm not rolling the red carpet for you.
So
I don't give a fuck how much
you be one of those
resources I have.
parents that I went through it, so you got to go through it too. That's not the parent you're going to be. Not
Goddamn
me.
right.
Not me. And good thing you're not a parent yet.
Goddamn
because
right.
that is a horrible way of thinking when it comes to raising children. Your children's going to grow up to hate your ass. I'm telling you now.
So
children
what?
will grow
They'll be
up
all
and
right.
resent you and hate you because you made them struggle unnecessarily.
You grew up with a roof. You grew up with a roof over your head, food in your stomach, clothes in your body.
No, children need more than that. Children need more than that. And the
Quit
reason,
bitching.
and I know you're gonna come at me for yelling, but when it comes to kids, I'm passionate about that shit because a lot of our parents fucked us up, and I don't think it's fair for us to turn around and give that to our kids. No, you're not okay, nigga. You be on here going off every damn episode. You're not okay. I'm not okay.
I cook, I clean, I don't smell like onion rings. Hey, Musty, I'm eating my lunch. Let's talk about why I don't go 50-50 with my husband. So, we've been together for going on 4 years now, and we'll be married going on a year in July. The way his daddy raised him, very traditional. When we first got together, he was like, why would I make you pay bills and I already been paying them before I met you? And at the time, I was running my Happy Tree company plus my catering company. So he was like, nah, just focus on your business. Do that. You ain't got to help me with no bills. So I'm like, cool. I ain't never had this before. Thanks, boo. He truly allows me to operate out of my feminine energy. It's not a battle with him. We're not competing with each other. He makes me feel whole. I don't have to be hard-headed with him. I don't have to be rough. I don't have to be a bitch. I don't have to have an attitude with him when he come home. Now, don't get me wrong. Nobody is perfect. Our relationship not perfect. But the way that he's put me up here and showed me the utmost respect, and the way that he treat me, the way he love on me, the way he take care of me, allows me to operate out of my feminine energy. What do I need to be masculine with you for? You take on the role perfectly fine all by yourself. I don't need to act tough. I don't need to act like I don't need you. I don't need to act like I don't need love. And we butted heads at first because I was super masculine when I met him. I don't need a nigga for nothing. A nigga ain't got to pay for nothing with me. I hold my own weight. You name it. I was like trying to fight with him on everything because I'm like, I don't need you to do this and do that. Sorry, boo. I didn't realize. I had to fight tooth and nail in all my other relationships. I had to stop comparing him to other people that I've been with because he's nothing like the people that I used to deal with. And I had to learn that as well. It's not a battlefield with him because he showed me genuine love. He shows me genuine love. And my biggest thing with him is that I feel safe. I genuinely feel safe with this man. I be seeing people comments about like stay-at-home wives and don't do this for your man, don't do that for your man. I'm gonna do it all, okay? But the way me and my husband operate, the way we care for each other and act the services and do love for each other and just be coherent, we do 50-50 on that. But when it comes to bills, dates and shit like that, he going all or nothing. He do not play with me. I have to beg him for me to pay for a date. And that's how I should be. I will say this. I cook. I clean. I don't smell like onion rings. Now, for real. I cook, I clean, and I make sure that it's a happy environment when he come home from work. No man, no black man wants to go out in the world for 8 to 9, 15, 12, 20 hours a day. Work his ass off and come home to a wife or a girlfriend who bitchy. It's an even trade when you're in a relationship or a marriage. It can't just be my husband has to carry the entire load or my wife has to carry the entire load when it comes to the kids or cooking and cleaning. Tev will gladly wash dishes for me. He know I don't touch the trash can, I don't clean the bathroom, I don't do none of that. The gross stuff I don't do. But if I'm not feeling it, Tev will get his ass in there and cook for me, especially if I'm not feeling good. It's an even trade-off. You got to show love to your partner. Y'all don't have realistic expectation in these relationships because y'all done been so brainwashed, especially these podcast bitches. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. Girl, you selling coochie cat meow. Hey, not knocking because everybody got a pass. But what I'm saying is that y'all listen to these women who don't have shit going for themselves but lip gloss in the coochie pocket. That's it. Y'all need to wake up and realize when y'all have a good man before y'all lose them. Stop comparing y'all man. Stop thinking your man supposed to do that because you seen Jermaine Dupri do that. No, your man is your man. Y'all supposed to be equally yoked across the board, 100 across the board. I just want y'all to realize it is beautiful black love out there. Nurture it. Find it. Cherish it. Hold on to it. Whatever you got to do. Because I get comments, girl, you feeding your man that? I would never send him to work with that. Send him over here. Bitch, please. Y'all wouldn't even know what to do with Tesla. I dropped him off myself, bitch. Anyway, that's what I'm saying. Other women are going to look at what you got, and if you don't appreciate it, it's going to be gone.
Babe. K-Tone.
Yeah.
I need to talk to you about something, but I'm kind of nervous to talk to you about it.
What?
I don't think that I can pay next month's rent.
I'm sorry, wait, what did you just say?
I don't think I can pay next month's rent, but do you think that you could cover it for me?
Rent?
Yes.
I don't even pay for your dinner. Okay?
But babe.
As a matter of fact, I'm about to send you the Venmo request for our food that's on the way right now.
I thought that you could get that too.
Wait, what? Veronica? What are you talking about?
Babe, I just thought that you could pay rent. You know, we've been living together for 2.5 years. And we split it all the time. So I just thought you could cover it this month.
Why are you calling me babe? Veronica, I am your roommate and I am gay. And we've always split rent and I cannot cover your rent. As a matter of fact, girl, we both looking for men to pay our rent.
I just wanted to do the TikTok trend.
The trend, girl, hang it up. The trend is torture. Not all trends are for everybody, okay?
I just want to do the trend with someone.
Absolutely not. We both single. And we looking for the same thing.
Lord, hear our prayers.
Hey man, we might be the last ones getting married for real. So I went back home the other day and I was talking to one of my young boys. And keep in mind, he like 16. He like, yeah, bruh, I done gave up on that shit a long time ago. I'm like, gave up on what? He talking about relationships, trying to get married, all of that. He told me his plan was to get a really, really fine baby mama so he could just hit her forever. He said, because you know, you can always hit your baby mama. And I said, yeah. And I was like, he young, he gonna grow out of that. But I was like, let me hear him out. Basically what he said, and he had a very good point. He was like, he feel like he ain't turned right now. So he was like, if he get a girl and he locked in, she just gonna cheat on him with the right dude, which is turned. He was like, when he gets there, when he finally gets his money and figures himself out and all that, she's only gonna be around for that. That if he didn't even have all that shit, she wouldn't even look his way. I was like, damn, he ahead of the curve. But I tried to talk him out of it. I tried to persuade him. I was like, hey, look at me and my girl. I met her in college. I was in a dorm, eating at the calf, no car, walking to work. And she held it down. She was still fucking with me, and we came up together. And he was like, yeah, bro, you might have found a unicorn, but I don't want to take them chances. He said, if I want to play with those type of odds, I could just put in a 30-leg parlay.
I want to give my opinion real quick. I want to say this. In my opinion, I'm going to just tell y'all, whatever you decide to do with your relationships, that's on you guys. Because in today's world, in today's economy, inflation, you really can't tell, you know, what to really, you know, you can't really impose that pressure on just one person sometimes. I feel like, I mean, I don't know. That's just my opinion. Like, I feel like if two able bodies are able to do it, then everything just has to be half. Like, in my opinion, then if half of bills and all this stuff is half, then in the house stuff, everything has to be half. Like, we're gonna have to be cleaning periodically, different times. We're gonna be cooking different times. If it's having kids, everything is switched up. Laundry, kids, preparing kids, all that's gonna be half. Because now if it's 50-50 completely, it's not 100% like that for the woman, because the woman still has to go home and cook and clean and do all this. So in my opinion, I say if it's 50-50 for real, it has to be 50-50 on everything. It can't be 50-50 just on the bills, and then on top of that you're imposing all these other roles for the woman to do at home after this long ass shifts. Like, let's be for real. But that's just me. Y'all can leave y'all opinions down in the comment section, and I'll be seeing y'all in the next video. Make sure you turn your notifications bell on. Okay, I don't know why I felt like I was in Nola Baby for a little second, but yes, y'all. click that notification bell so every time I drop you get first dibs. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this video with your mama, your grandma, your sister, your brothers, your uncles, your cousins, everybody in the family, your friends, your co-workers, your bosses, whoever you want to send it to. I mean, let's get it. So without further ado, I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.
Hey Zuma, you taking off?